Okay, so today we're actually going to look at a different type of way of making text. So I think most of us are familiar with this one. And then there's also this one that people are familiar with. But the one we're going to look at today actually allows you to do a text animation, like these text animations, but a lot better. So you want to go up to like Protype Titler. It's not a plugin. It's with Sony Vegas. So you should have it. And then it pops up like this. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so you just double tap on here and then just like write your text. I'm just going to put like, what? And then it said like click here to get out of it. Okay. So from here it works like basically anything. Like you scale, make sure that this is on. If you want to scale symmetrical, although I don't really know why it starts scaling from here and not the center. Or you just do that if you want to center it. Okay, so once you have that all fixed up, this is your transformation, but if you double click, you can go in here and see all your text stuff. You can slant it, you can do whatever that does. You can add a stroke and change the color of it and whatnot. And then you can like go through all that stuff, but that's not important. You can do gradient stuff, but you have to make sure that this is clicked on. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of a gradient to it. Why not? Let's go with like purple. Okay. And you can see what we did. I'm actually going to make this a bit bigger so you can see what we're doing. Okay. So you've done everything to it, and now we're ready for some animation. So make sure it's highlighted. Well, the animation I want to do, click on here, and it's going to select one of the letters. And then I think you do like what, and then I put a space in between and go like, I don't know what up. So now it's like, you can go up to a word, so then you can edit by the word, or you can still go down one, and then you can move the letter. So let's undo that. So if you wanted to make like a letter bigger than the rest, you can do that. If you want to make a word bigger, you can still do that. You can basically just, instead of making different track layers, you can just do a bunch of editing in here. So I'm going to go in here, put it back to what we want. Okay, so now let's do our transformation. So I'm just going to do an easy thing where we're just going to start on one letter, and I'm going to actually just rotate it down here. I'm just going to do like a simple like rotation. So let's now figure out how to keyframe it, because our keyframes don't look like normal keyframes. So what you gotta do is you want to rotate it. You go to rotation and you click on this little squiggly thing, and then all this stuff gets here. So worry about this. So this is our starting point. Now this isn't a normal timeline. So like if we go into here, this timeline basically shows just this part of it. But if you go in here, this timeline is actually the whole thing. So you gotta be careful of how you keyframe this. So don't like go all the way over here. Like, it's very minuscule, the scale you're working at. So go down. Usually, to really be precise, you can just go over here and see how many seconds this is at. So if you highlight it, go over here, this is basically 10 seconds. So if I go here again, I'm going to go down. So I'm basically at, from here to here, this is my clip, my text clip. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. Okay, so let's start off. So click on this to get this thing precisely on that. And then you can rotate here or rotate here. So I'm just going to start here, go up a little bit, and then go there, go up a little bit more, and then back to center. So you can just go here and 0. And then we'll see what that does. Just going to move this up. So I'm actually going to redo it a little bit and just make it go a little bit longer because I'm picky. And then 0. So when you've played with it and got your animation done, so I like that, that's fine. Okay, so now I want it to affect the rest of these, but I don't want to keep keyframing them. So I'm going to go down here and you'll see this toggle cascade, and you're going to click on that. The transform one for the letter, not the word or the line. The letter, because we only did that to the letter. And then you'll see what happens. You'll see what happens to the letters here if I click that. So they should all be going one right after the other. And you'll see that here. It's very like slow. It's like but we can change that. So if you go click on the little dot dot dot, and then I'm gonna move this here so you can like see that's gonna change. So I'm gonna go down here, make sure it's on text block, which it should be. Move the duration down a little bit to like 6, and then move this down a bit. And then you'll see it's happening faster. So I'm actually going to put my keyframe here, and maybe we can see it change too. So if you move it up, that means you're making it slower. If you're moving it down, that means it's going to happen like one right after the other. So you can just play around with that until you're happy with it. I'm just going to do a little more picky stuff. So it's like, what? It looks nice. Okay, and you're happy with that, and then maybe we can add like a blur on it, because blurs are nice. If I can find my blur. Blur. Gaussian blur, that's right. It's too much blur. Okay, so you're happy with that. Then you used it in your video and you're happy with it, but you don't want to do this again next time. So what you can do is actually save this animation. So I'm going to hit this little button here, save to collection, and then you can like title it. So I can like title just like rotate. And then you can see like all my other ones too. I have my all of them all together. And that's how you do that. And then we can cut it. And then if we go back to it again, because we want to use that again maybe. Oh. We go down to this little 4 thing, collections. And these are just like the presets too. But I don't really like them as much. So we can find a rotation again and then double. Oh my god, stop it. Double click on it. You just have to be careful where you click on it because it'll sometimes tell you to like rename it, and then other times it will actually work. So just keep going at it and it'll work. So yeah, that's how you get your animation.